Hello friends, I welcome you all to Nandip Academy for UPSC and MPSC. In this online session, we are going to study multiple choice questions that are based on the Hindu dated 20th January 2021. Let's begin with the first question. Consider the following statements. X Desert Night 21 is the bilateral air exercise between India and the US Air Force. 2. The exercise will be held in Jaipur. Which of the above statements are correct? A. Only one. B. Only two. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. So here the answer is D. Neither 1 nor 2. Yes, both the statements are incorrect. That is because X Desert Night 21 is a bilateral air exercise between India and the French Air Force, and the exercise will not be held in Jaipur, it will be held in Jodhpur. Therefore, both the statements are correct, and the correct answer will be D in this case. Let's see, we also need to know something more about this exercise Desert Night 21 exercise. The exercise will be conducted in Jodhpur from 20th Jan to 24th Jan 2021. The exercise is unique as it includes the fielding of Rafale aircraft by both the sides. As a part of the Indo-French defense cooperation, Indian Air Force and the French Air and Space Force have held 6 editions of the air exercise named Garuda, the latest being in 2019 at the Air Force Base Mont de Marsan in France. As measures to further existing cooperation, the two forces have been gainfully utilizing available opportunities to conduct HOP exercises. Presently, the French detachment for X-Desert Night 21 is deployed in Asia as a part of their Skyros deployment and will ferry in forces to Air Force Station Jodhpur. The aim of the exercise is to put into practice operational experience gained across terrains and spectrums and endeavor to exchange ideas and best practices to enhance interoperability. Let's move on to the next question. Parakram Divas will be celebrated on 23rd January every year to commemorate whose birthday? A. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, B. Rabindranath Tagore, C. Bal Gangadhar Tilak, or D. Sarojini Naidu. The answer is A. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. So why is it that government has decided to celebrate 23rd January every year as a Parakram Divas? This is the birth date of Subhash Chandra Bose, and he, as you all know, was an Indian nationalist who had defined patriotism, and that made him a hero in India. We also need to know that the objective of this day is to remember Netaji's indomitable spirit and selfless service to the nation and to inspire people of the country, especially the youth, to act with fortitude in the face of adversity as Netaji did. Gazette notification for declaring 23rd January as Parakram Divas has also been published. The year 2021 celebrates the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. The Government of India has decided to celebrate the 150th birth anniversary year in a befitting manner at the national and the international level beginning from 23rd January 2021. So that is about 23rd January. Let's move on to the next question. Why is Vishwanathan Shanta in news? A. She represented India at the UN. B. She has been appointed as the CIO, Chief Information Officer, in Joe Biden's office. C. She was an oncologist known for her efforts towards making quality and affordable cancer treatment accessible to all the patients in her country. Or D. She is a woman rights activist. So here the answer is C. She was an oncologist known for her efforts towards making quality and affordable cancer treatment accessible to all patients in the country. We also need to know that she was a very famous oncologist, and she was also the chairperson of the Adyar Cancer Institute in Chennai. She was best known for her efforts towards making quality and affordable cancer treatment accessible to all the patients in her country. She was associated with the Adyar Cancer Institute since 1955 and held several positions, including the World Health Organization's Advisory Committee on Health. She was conferred the Raman Magase Award in 2005 and also the Padma Shri Award in 1986, the Padma Bhushan in 2006 and the Padma Vibhushan in 2016. A very famous oncologist. Let's move to the next question. Which of the following banks has raised capital through the Regulation S bonds? A. Punjab National Bank. B. Bank of India, C. Axis Bank, or D. State Bank of India? The answer here is D. State Bank of India. State Bank of India has raised $600 million through Regulation S bonds offering through its London branch at a coupon rate of 1.8%. So, what are Regulation S bonds? We need to know that. The bond is priced at a spread of 140 basis points over the 5-year US Treasury rate and will be listed on the SGX, ST, and India INX. The issuance represented India's SBI's return to the international public bond market after a gap of close to 2 years. Regulation S offerings are typically referred to as the offshore offerings because they have mainly to either do with a foreign company creating an offering or a US company that is offering its debt or equity overseas, that's outside the United States. A Regulation S offering is typical of many European offerings, and the larger clearing firms in Europe often grant access to their systems via a Regulation S offering. Regulation S provides an SEC, that is a Securities Exchange Commission compliant way for non US companies to raise capital. The bonds will also be listed on the Singapore Exchange and India International Exchange at Gujarat International Finance Tech City. So that is about the Regulation S bonds, which the State Bank of India has used for raising $600 million at its London branch. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following will not be a function of bad bank? A. Lending and taking deposits. B. It will act as an asset reconstruction company. C. It will help commercial banks to clean up their balance sheets and resolve bad loans. Or D. It will deal entirely with bad loans to begin with. So the question is, which is not a function of a bad bank? Here the answer is A. Lending and taking deposits will not be a function of the bad bank. Although the name bank is associated with it, even then this bank has been created solely for the purpose of managing the non-performing assets which the commercial banks have faced, and therefore it will not deal with the regular function of banks of lending and taking deposits. Let's see more about the bad bank. As a problem of the non-performing assets or loans on which borrowers have defaulted persists in a sector which is stressed by pandemic, the RBI governor has agreed to look at a proposal of creating a bad bank. A bad bank conveys the impression that it will function as a bank but has bad assets to start with. Technically, a bad bank is an asset reconstruction company or an asset management company that takes over the bad loans of commercial banks, manages them, and finally recovers the money over a period of time. The bad bank is not involved in lending and taking deposit, but helps commercial banks clean up their balance sheets and resolve bad loans. The taker of bad loans is normally below the book value of the loan, and the bad bank tries to recover as much as possible subsequently. US-based Mellon Bank created the first bad bank in 1988, after which the concept has been implemented in other countries including Sweden, Finland, France, and Germany. So that is all for the multiple choice questions that are based on today's Hindu and other current events. Thank you. See you in the next online session with a new set of multiple choice questions.